everyone, welcome back. So today we're doing my monthly makeup basket because it is officially November and it just kind of looks like this. So I'm gonna put her down because she is falling all over the place. So if you've been watching my monthly makeup baskets, there's been a lot of like Project Pan items in here. So to not be repetitive, if I pick one out, because I don't go in order because it's all just in a giant that little crystal box, I'm just gonna be like, this is the item and move on, and then the new items I'll probably talk about a little more. So yeah, in no particular order, I'm just gonna jump in. So we have my Chanel Tan de Soleil bronzer in my Project Pan for the year, so that is in here. I'm gonna just put them behind because I don't have anywhere else to put them. I also have my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. My Cargo blush in Bali, so we have her in there as well. I also, let me just check out this big one. I have my Urban Decay Naked palette, which I recently posted an update for my Finish 18 in 2018. It is the palette I am working on all year long. I'm not wearing that much makeup today, but it's because if I'm wearing like a bold lip, I kind of like a lighter eye, because for me personally, unless like I'm going out and I have lashes and liner, I feel like dark and dark for me, like a bold eye, just like, it doesn't look the best on me in my opinion for the daytime. So light makeup, not that much to use this today. So we have her. Okay, now let's start moving on into things that I have added. I guess I can stay with eyeshadows. For this month, I have added in my Ingla eyeshadows. I don't remember what shades they are, but these are just two brown ones. It is a cooler tone brown, and I also have like a little bit, it's still on the cooler side, but it's a lot more darker than this one. Sometimes I just need, because I did add another palette in here, I don't really have that many like translucent shades in my Naked palette. I only have Buck left, but sometimes like Buck is a little too dark for me, so sometimes I like taking in lighter eyeshadows just to mix in with whatever look I feel like that day. So these are the ones I decided, just because sometimes they get forgotten in my eyeshadow collection because it's just like this little thing, and it can like be hidden underneath other palettes. So I was just like, let's bring her out, let's use her. And the things that I like about my monthly makeup basket is that I get to focus on like certain products for like a whole month, and then like switch it out, give something else like a whole month of love, etc, etc. So I haven't given much attention to these, like I said, so that's why they're getting put in. And then the other eyeshadow palette that I am putting in is my Viseart Theory 4 palette, and this is in the Amethyst, I believe. Yeah, it's for Amethyst. Now I got this, oh, this is so gorgeous, guys. I got this last year, and I've only used it like at the end of last year, like in December, and I've only used it a handful of times. Oh, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put them in for November just because it is getting cooler. This is gorgeous. Like, shall I swatch? I will swatch. I don't know what to swatch. Like, I guess I'll do like the shimmery shades. I have been obsessed with this palette since Emily Noel did like a review on them. Let me do this one. And I always want to use it, but like these are the shimmery shades. Like, oh, can you please focus on my hand and not on my face, please? Anyway, they're pretty. The mattes are like, you know, mattes. And what is this brand? Viseart. I was like, I blanked. Viseart has amazing shadows. I'm debating whether I want to pick one up for the semi-annual sale. I'm more convinced not to, just because I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and just knowing how long it's like taking me to use up the Urban Decay Naked one is like the thing that's putting me off from purchasing more eyeshadows, because I'm like, it takes forever to go to eyeshadows, I shouldn't. And like, I don't know, let me just get my towel over here to wipe up these swatches, but like, these are so pretty. Come on, please focus on my hand. There we go. Oh, so pretty. And I was just like, you know, I haven't even used these that much because I've been focusing on the Naked palette this whole year, but the times that I do end up wearing them, I love them. And you know, I'm just like, I've looked at the other like little Theory palettes that Viseart has, and I'm just like, you know, I kind of have a little bit of everything. The only thing I really ever was missing for my collection was purple eyeshadows, which is why I purchased that, and now I just don't really need everything, so I'm gonna behave and not buy eyeshadows. But they're really pretty, and if you're gonna shop, the Sephora VIB sale, I know like most of my channel is based on, right now I'm not shopping, right now I'm like focusing on using up, but if you are interested in Viseart shadows, get the Theory, or I would highly recommend that one, like just Viseart eyeshadows in general. I know it's like a little all over the place, but they're really good, they're worth it. Okay, so then I have my ColourPop blush and birthday suit. I still have this in here. It is part of my year-long project pan. I haven't been using the blush just that often because I've been focusing on finishing up the other one, but I still have it in here just in case I do feel like using a cream blush, but I didn't really use it in October, but I'm still putting it in here because it's still part of my project pan. And I have a feeling it's a possibility that I may finish the Cargo Belly blush in November. It could take me like all of November, but I have a feeling I'm going to finish it. Okay, as for foundations, I have the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation in, this is just in the shade 2.5. This is just a really foundation to put on. It's just like I can use a brush. I don't have to take out a beauty blender. I just buff it in real quick and I'm like set to go. And that's why I put it right here, just because when did I buy this? I think I might have bought this in like June maybe, and you know, this says it only has 6 months. I know a lot of people use it past 6 months, but I'm like, why does this have such a short recommended shelf life? I don't know. So that's why I'm gonna focus using it in November, but I'm also focusing on using it my Eve's Rocher. This was in here last month. It was laying down. This is some moisturizing nude foundation. It's around the same color family. This also has a 6-month shelf life, which is why I've also been focused on using this. And they're about the same shade. I feel like they're about the same shade. So this one's a little more tedious. I have to use a wet beauty blender. I can't set this really, or it just looks weird with powder on it, and then this is good regardless. So I have those two just to focus on those two because it does have both each have a 6-month like recommended expectancy. Obviously it's gonna take me longer, but they're in here. Okay. For concealers, I have my Master Conceal by Maybelline that I've been using as an eyeshadow primer, and then I have been setting it with, this is the Anastasia setting powder in the contour palette. This is not the yellow one, but the pink one, or like the neutral one. So I finished the banana one and then I crushed up the other one and put it in the same container, just because I prefer using those powders loose than like, well, I actually mostly crush it up. Like before, I used to crush it up because I prefer like setting my face with it loose. But then now that I'm setting like my concealer, I am using the powder. And it's just like, I don't want it in the big chunky palette. I don't have a Z palette, so I was like, let me just like crush it up and put it in this, and it's easier to transport / have it in that thing than having like the big old chunky palette, especially if I'm just using one thing at a time. For setting powder, I have my Makeup Forever Super Matte Loose Powder. It's still a little like warmer here in California, and these foundations can get a little oily, so I decided to put this in just to keep my face a little matte. It is nice. I like this powder. I specifically usually use it in the summer, but I do feel like I can't use a regular setting powder with those foundations. I feel like my oils kind of break through a little bit, and even though I'm not super oily or anything, but it just does break through with the other setting powders. So I decided this month just to get a little more use on this powder, because again, it's getting up there in age and I don't want it to change and it to go bad and then you feel like, what the heck, man, I spent my money on that. Okay, and then still with concealers, it's just, I'm grabbing randomly, I'm really sorry. I have my YSL Touche Clot Stick Concealer. Usually like if I'm not wearing makeup and I'm like just running around errands or I'm on the go, and even when I do wear makeup, but specifically when I don't wear makeup, I really just enjoy putting this underneath the eyes and then calling it a day and then just get out. the door. I also like using this with makeup. It's really nice. It matches like my skin tone exactly. This is in the shade, not that like it's really specific to you guys, but this is in the shade, where does it say the shade on here? Does it even say it? Oh, it's also in the shade 2.5. Really like this. It is quite pricey, but I feel like it's very convenient, which is what I like. But if you don't have that many under eye concealers, then it's like, you know, you do you. Okay, and then for a face concealer, if I need it, I'm still using my MAC Pro Longwear just because this matches pretty well with the other two foundations that I have. And again, this one's another item that's getting up there in age. So that's in here. As you can see, there's a reoccurring thing that everything's getting up there in age, because I used to be like a makeup like hoarder that would buy everything, and then I would just sit, and then I realized stuff goes bad, so let me just use things up. And yeah, I have my handy dandy eyelash curler in here, even though I have my eyelashes permed, so I don't really need to use it. I've had this in here from when like the lash perm starts to fall and I need it, or like I'm in between and like it's already fallen and I haven't gone back yet to get my eyelashes permed, because it just really depends on like my spending and like if I can budget for it or not. But they're permed currently, so they don't really like need to. And if you're wondering what they look like, this is what they look like. Oh, you can actually see the green in my eyes right now. It usually looks pretty brown, but I think the lighting really helps right now. We're getting to the end, I promise. I feel like, I don't know, so I feel like I'm not super energetic today, and I don't know why that is. I just feel like really like off today. I'm like, you know, let me do something that like gets into my routine, which is like filming a video. But I don't know. I don't know if you can tell that I feel a little bit like weird. I don't know. Anyways, let's keep moving on. I have my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This has just been here, so like when the days I need my eyeshadow to last longer, this is what I use instead of the other primer. But this is literally like has been on its last leg, but it just never lasts. It just it's just magically like keeps finding like random products. So we're still using her. And I have the usual. I have my two Anastasia Dip Brows in chocolate and dark brown for my eyebrows. And then I have my Milani eyebrow wax and my Anastasia clear brow gel. I interchange both of these just because I've had this for a while, but it like never dries out. And then also when I need a little extra hold, use this. But this does dry out, so it just depends on the mood, how I want my eyebrows to look / feel. Okay. For mascaras, I have my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. This is what I was using last month. I don't know if it's gonna last very much in November, so I have also put my Monsieur Big Mascara. I haven't opened this yet, it's brand new. So if I run out of this, then I will have this, and these are literally the only two mascaras I have, so. I'm really good, like I've always been really good at like not hoarding or like having multiple mascaras. I've never understood, like, I mean, I guess I understand how it happens, but I don't. I stick to the thing that I like, and I know it dries up, so I don't want it to go to waste. So that's my theory behind that. And then last but not least, I have a couple eyeliners. I have a liquid eyeliner. This is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. Love this. Have repurchased this multiple times. These weren't in my last one, but I have my Rimmel London Scandal Eyes Brown eyeliner. I really enjoyed like putting this either on the top waterline when I just don't want to wear eyeliner. And I also have like a little mole here. Let me just get up real close and personal. Hello. I have a little mole right here, and I also have a tiny mole right here that this one always tends to get covered up or like really sheared out, and this one like it's okay. This one's not my favorite mole, but I really like this mole. So I really like, last night I went out and I like, you know, dotted it and make it a little more prominent, and I really liked it. So that's why I have this one in here. I also have the Marc Jacobs, I forget what these are called. These are the Highliner Gel Crayon, and this is in black. I think it came in a birthday gift. This one's like kind of on its last stick. It's pretty dried out, so I do like really rub it on. I don't like put it on my eye directly just because it's gonna drag and I'm not gonna get that much pigment. So I really take a like an eyeliner brush and I like really get it on there, and it just looks more soft and like smoked out than like liquid liner. So if I'm in the mood for that, that's what I do. Or I like to do like 3 little dots underneath or on my bottom lash line, and it just makes your eyes look more doll-like. I don't do that all the time because, again, this is drying out, so it's very like time consuming to do that. But if I'm in the mood and I have the time, that's what I do with that. And last but not least, I finally, sorry, I broke my no bite, but I finally got a nude eyeliner. Ooh, excuse me, eyeliner again. I have not had one in a hot second. I have not had a nude eyeliner in like almost 2 years, and I used to always love like just popping it on my waterline and making it look like super awake. And I was like, you know, I saw somebody talking about it, and then with the Ulta 20% off, I'm like, yeah, I used to love doing that, let me purchase it again. And then it really just makes a difference, especially when I'm doing like the little 3 dots to make like my eyes look more doll-like. Like, ooh, that, and just make my eyes look bigger. Like, I'm a fan of the look. I have a really like, I mean, it's not like I'm not tooting my own horn, but like a lot of people say like, oh, you look like a little doll, like blah 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 blah. So I play up that feature because I'm not like the sexy sultry type of look. I'm more like the doll, cutesy, girly look, and I feel like you should just own like it. I own it because that's what I relate. Like, it's really hard for me to look like sexy because I have like a child's face. So anyways, that is everything I have in this month's makeup basket. It's a little bit of a longer one, it is, because I finally got a new laptop, which means I can finally edit on that, because I used to edit on my phone and it doesn't let me upload more than 15 minutes, so you're gonna get longer videos. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Let me know if you prefer the shorter or the longer ones. I'm just testing the waters out. I feel like because I wasn't in a rush to try to get this all underneath 15 minutes, I feel like that's why like my energy isn't like a blah, 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 like usual, which can sometimes happen. But I feel like because I'm like, oh, now I can take my time. Well, I don't know yet. This is my first video, so I guess we'll see how it goes. But like now I can like take my time, and I can do like long get ready with me's or like chatty videos instead of being like, this is this, this is this, this is this. So yeah, just let me know like what you prefer, and I will definitely like go off of that. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.